Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including, but not limited to, copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Be fruitful and become many.
All right. See? All right. Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm Gray, your DM and host, and we are a D&D 5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangman March of Storms. This story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. In a nutshell, our party of former prisoners, once used for covert operations by the Giuliano government, embarks on a journey. They have confronted an emotional vampire controlling the town of Sheum, which was made of a thinking slime mimic, a sentient calamity. After a fierce battle, they defeated the vampire, but not without consequence, such as a curse from a hag, as an example. Having broken free from imprisonment, the group sets off, even delivering cookies to another hag. However, one member of the group is cursed to kill a living seal, leading them to a dungeon with a burial site for a Tarrasque skeleton. This dungeon was created by an architect wizard turned elder brain named Owen. To break said curse, they agreed to an unusual pact, transplanting the elder brain of a wizard into a skeleton of a Tarrasque. Adding to the intrigue, a fire genasi necromancer named Phoenix, serving as lieutenant to Infernalix, the Ashbringer, has a keen interest in the skeleton of a Tarrasque and has now teleported himself into the burial site of said skeleton. I'm joined today by Mega.
Hello. I am Mega, and I play the Otter Boy Triton Bastard class Eddy, as well as Eddy, and similarly named characters.
As well as Moo.
Oh, I play Seer, the Genasi, I would say, alchemists right now. They're not really a spellcaster due to being MT. That is very much hated by everybody because Genasi.
And finally, our woodman, Rakusen.
Howdy everyone, I am Recusant. I play Mavet Sohafidash, the recently resurrected monk druid multi-class cool dude.
All right. I guess the only thing that we really need to address today is we had some PvP. A lot of PvP. A real fucking lot of player versus player. Eddy has effectively killed half the party. First with Seer, in the last session, it was Mavet, who was haunting our poor otter boy going through a traumatic experience, as Eddy has remembered a few things he forgot. After a back and forth with Mavet, Eddy goes to the scrying pool, filled with the 2 black mirrors and the fountain pool. After getting both of these trapped party members out of the mirror via Dispel Magic, Owen, the Elder Brain, requested the party to look within the scrying pool. And within it, we've seen our Fire Genasi Dragonborn, Phoenix, being under attack by hordes of goblins led by Gungra, who were destroying the wizard tower he was occupying, previously owned by Owen. Running away down the stairs, trying to get to the basement to get into the dungeon, he faced a rock and a hard place where the entrance goes straight to the greenhouse that Iorgu, the gatekeeper to the Grave of Ill Omens, is sitting on his throne. And behind Phoenix is Gungra, king of the goblins. In a last-ditch effort, he casted a certain spell to ferry himself away. And by the sounds of it, it was a gamble, as he wasn't entirely sure he would get to his destination. And the scene ends with him in the Grave of Ill Omens, walking towards the skeleton of a Tarrasque. I believe that's everything. All right. We ready to get into this?
Yes,
I mean, might as well.
Okay. Put on a little bit of social intrigue and let me bring you on the map.
Just to clarify then.
Yes, ma'am.
Very much we just ended scene after very much Mavet and Seer popped out.
Popped out and looked at the scrying pool. That is correctamundo. It is currently 5:15. One thing I should note, and I will make you guys aware of this. If you guys look at the top left corner, you will see a calendar, a clock. And you'll see that's ticking. I'm going to pause it for right now through my explanation. But throughout our sessions going forward, as you guys speak, and as I'm not essentially narrating or giving explanations on your thoughts, time will move forward, and we'll take that as idle actions.
You're running during combat time, is it?
It goes at 6-second increments. It follows the actual timing rules for combat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That is a good question. Okay. There we go. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to start the timer right after I establish what you guys just saw. You are all in this room looking within this silver pool. You've seen visions of this Genasi, this Fire Genasi Dragonborn, dashing away from these goblins and teleporting within this beautiful landscape that is decorated with the mountainous skeleton of a Tarrasque. With that ending, it goes to black as you guys have caught up to where you are right now. Vision blacks out, and you guys are within the room, and the timer starts. What do you do?
Well, this is not good. Then, Eddy, Mavet, Aluya, I'm guessing we can't idle any longer. What is the best course of action? Do you think we should head forward there? Because I would say I need a little bit of time before doing so, since it seems that I might be a bit of dead weight.
I mean, if the dude's already in the graveyard, doesn't that mean they're gonna start doing something now?
That's the problem, is that if you desire for me to come forward, be aware that I won't be able to do much. But I think that doesn't matter as much. Even the little bits of things that I can do still can help.
Uh, I guess clarification for the vision. It's
Yep.
like they're just in the graveyard right now,
They are
or
just
are
in
they
the
actually like
graveyard.
interacting with
They,
the skeleton?
they're in the graveyard, and it looks like it will take some time for them to reach the skeleton. And I need to specify, you guys are aware that... I guess I should probably lay down the groundwork, and don't worry, I paused the clock here. You guys are aware of a few elements here. First of all, again, if I haven't really dug deep and reiterated this, I apologize, but I guess I shouldn't bury the lead here. The Tarask is already alive. If I haven't made that perfectly clear, I'm going to make it clear right now. What's happening is right now it is trapped by a seal. It was reanimated a very long time ago, and this circle of druids have been keeping it at bay, trapped within the Grave of Ill Omens. What is happening here is this necromancer is going towards the skeleton, which again is a fair distance away, and is going to try to break the seal. And again, it is a seal. It's not something he could break within 10 minutes, a half an hour, or even an hour. It'll take some time. But you guys don't know how much time you do have. I'm just saying it's not so short that you can't take a short rest. But you guys have a lot of things to do really fucking quick. It is time to make decisions and start running. Anything I didn't clarify? Did I answer your initial inquiry?
Yeah, that particular lead got buried because, I've been under the impression the whole time that we've been after a Tarask skeleton.
It is a Tarask skeleton. It is just animated. I've mentioned that a couple times. It's just, again, I need to reiterate it and make it to the point. Again, we've been here for a while, and not a lot of questions have been, asked about the skeleton, just to refresh memories here.
So it's not alive, it's undead. It's an undead Tarask
That helps
skeleton.
a lot when you say it's an undead. That I was sitting there going, it's not. Well, technically, if it's Tarask, they don't ever really die, so it could be alive. Is the Tarask named Schrodinger?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yes.
Do you feel as though the moniker undead would have been a clear
undead
indication from the get-go?
Yes, it is undead. It is undead currently. I apologize. That's why we're re-going over this.
With
but
that
anyway.
said,
See.
then here's the thing I could tell you from what I can see is that if it is something that they're going to try to release, since I know we talked to Gungren about not wanting to deal with the mage or being betrayed, he's capable of magic, which means then he might be highly potent in breaking enchantments and seals. So I propose that we have time, but not a lot.
If you all need to rest, if you all need to rest, I could keep an eye out, or my ear, to where the chamber is.
Well, the thing is, we need to find the chamber first, because canonically, we both don't know where it is. By what Gray said, we forgot all our memory on things, so from that point to all the way till there, we don't know where it is. Only Eddy knows.
Eddy can spend. I'm not gonna shortchange you on this. Like I said, it's just all the very specifics. I believe it was half mentioned by Eddy or Luya that you guys met a fucking tree monster guarding the entrance. If not, it's a quick couple second reminder here.
All right, cool. Then I'll just go back to what I was gonna say. It's like, then if we need to take the rest, I sadly won't be able to rest. I need to make concoctions. I'm going to say that if we're dealing with a creature of that magnitude, or possibly a mage that has wide variety of spells, I at least would like to be able to be effective against it. I propose if we take a rest, we go to the place where we found the keg of poison. I can at least try to make something from it.
So is it safe to say we're changing scenery here? That we're going over to the keg room with the animal experiments?
I like that.
Once,
Hey,
twice,
there you are,
three
Mr.
times.
Beckins.
He actually does come in late, and he's standing in the hallways, just glancing at you guys, and just gives a nod. Don't bother moving. Scroll over to the other room. Oh, place yourselves where you want.
All right. If we plan to rest, I might need some assistance. Is it okay if I steal Luya for assistance?
Yeah.
Gray.
Absolutely.
I might as well make them useful when they're not here.
Yep. She'd be helpful.
Cool. You too, if you can. Based off what you know, Eddy, maybe you can navigate some way to get past the creature. I have a few things. I didn't have everything burned. I have this pulls out the potion of clairvoyance, and I also have this pulls out the potion of growth.
Okay.
If you can make use with those two, so be it. But for the time being, I'm going to figure out how to make a poisonous bane for whatever we encounter.
Okay. So are you giving those potions to Luya?
To Eddy specifically, because I could give it to Aaliyah, but they're not here. Okay. So if Aaliyah was here, I would have given it to Aaliyah, but to Eddy now.
I haven't tried this yet, but this is another nifty little system. If you look at the bottom left of Foundry, you'll see a two-hand shaking. I want you to click on that, Seer.
Click.
Yep, and you'll notice that you'll be able to select one of the players in question. Obviously, you know who you want to select. I want you to select Mega and drag and drop those potions.
Click.
This is like RuneScape Mega. Please accept my request for
accept
things. I won't rob you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't believe you need to offer anything in return. You can accept it. But again, I have personally went through it. Started a trade. Oh, spectator trade. That's cool.
That's very useful, actually.
Yep. Well, I'm hoping it works first. I'm hoping that it functions as intended. Again, it's the one of the few ones I haven't tested out yet, because obviously I need two people.
We're gonna find out. All right, Eddie, I accepted.
You did drag and drop
I
the items onto
also
it, right?
Except,
Okay.
okay, I saved the.
Ooh, that means then we can make Gray our party loot system if we wanted to have an inventory for the party. And then it's like, all right, I'm pulling this out from the loot.
Okay, that's
Well,
an issue.
look who's here.
Uh-oh. No, hang on. We're not doing encumbrance rules here. I apologize.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Uluya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi there, Nita here. I play Olia Obok, the human cleric sorcerer.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to see a quick refresh here, and I do apologize. Just to explain what I was doing yesterday, I was using a alternate world to iron out the bugs before I touched this one. And I basically imported all the rules, and one of the modules I did not want active for this particular campaign, which is encumbrance. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yep, I'm just moving you for a second, Eddie. Don't worry about me. Okay.
You know, that's not because of the fact that literally, I think every character in this game has a strength of 8.
More so because I have a fair amount of homebrew items that don't have weights, and I don't want to go through the effort to make your guys to give you guys.
I mean,
headache.
laziness is just as good of a reason
Yep.
as any. But
Yep.
like, but you know, like you always find that you're trying to manage your encumbrance whenever you're a character with 8 strength. So
Yep. But yeah, that
the only
aside,
person who doesn't have 8 strength is currently using an item to achieve that. So
yeah, I'm also going to take that effect off of you, or that passive effect, I should say. Yep, encumbrance. Take that off. That's another thing. Conditions should not only work as a reminder to me personally, but should actually influence your character sheet. If anything actually affects your stats. The only thing that we don't fuck around with is advantage and disadvantage on rolls, because we have ways of getting rid of that. That aside, you guys are in this room. What's happening here?
I guess to catch Aluya up,
Thank you.
Seer's asking Aluya to help her with a thing during a short rest.
And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go over this really quick one more time, because again, I felt like I buried the lead, or I haven't stressed this out enough here. The necromancer is in the Grave of Ill Omens. He has a long walk until he gets to the skeleton. The skeleton is undead. It is currently animated, but dead, if you catch my drift. It's hard when we're talking about the twilight of life. It is undead at the moment. It is just bound and restrained by a seal. If I haven't made that clear, I apologize, but that's the current circumstances at the moment. You guys have a time limit. You don't know how long it is, but you guys have a shit ton of stuff to do before getting to that skeleton. You don't have so much time to work with. There you go. Yep.
A calendar has popped up.
Yes.
Is that part of the thing?
Yes. We have a timer, so Gray doesn't forget to keep talking about the fucking time. I have absolute control over it and a constant reminder, along with the month, so we know what, so we know when the flowers truly bloom. I have it marked on my calendar. All right, but yes, that is a thing. Any time you guys are talking, either in or outside of character, is up to you. Like, unless you guys are talking to me about specifics about the world, or I am informing you about something, like I am right now, I'll pause the time. Otherwise, the time will keep rolling, and we'll treat it as your character's just being idle, just so you are aware of this. That's it. Continue on.
So, Seer, you need help with something?
I am planning to do a very dangerous thing. So I would like extra hands, especially since I am, well, exhausted from not mine, my others' endeavors.
Right. Okay. Sure, I'll help you. Whatever you need.
See this vat of poison that we explored before? This one that, well, leaves a blue scar.
Yes. Okay.
So, I will tell you honestly, with the amount of time we have, I will not be able to replicate that. But I can try to make a vessel that lets us be able to carry it. If you help me.
I'm not sure how I can help, but you tell me what I need to do, and I shall do it.
I just need a pair of extra hands to make this work. So, even just you being there helps.
Okay.
So Gray, did you give me more info on the ball of tears and the scales?
Read out the title of the scales again. What was it actually?
Nahesh.
The scales of Nahesh, and I believe that gives you a +1 to your AC.
Reason why I'm checking is because I'm trying to see if these potions are related to how they built this barrel. Because if it increases your AC, it means it increases its potency to defense.
Investigation.
Cool. Aaliyah, help me. You're gonna help me. I'm crying. Okay, investigation.
Guidance.
I will lock that door, Mavet. Don't make me
Not
go full
advantage
dad
or
on you.
advantage or no? Just double checking.
Give yourself advantage.
That is a 26 plus a D4.
First of all, give yourself inspiration. Second of all, you were absolutely correct. That is how they're containing the poison/acid.
Beautiful. All right. Then, if that is how they do it, I'm guessing what they do is that they find containers and they possibly dip the bottles or flask or whatever they use to stopper it into the material itself. And then with the other one, the balls of tears, which I'm trying to remember if that was for something else. I'm trying to remember.
If I may, because you had such a high check, I'll give you a little bit on this acid. And please be prepared to write this down for me, because, again, I had to really dig through my fucking notes for this one.
Sure, I thought I typed it in mine, but that's why I wanted
No,
to check.
it's my bad as well. I still need to reorganize my notes here.
What are the notes you're looking for?
It's about the unless you have it on your player notes, it should be the Tears of Ball or Balls Tear. No, it was Tears of Balls. I remember that joke.
Okay, it's in here somewhere.
Yeah. Try Control F Tears, and you might find it.
Control.
I'll pause the time since the DM is asking a player for notes on an item that he should have access to.
Usually it's not a problem for me, but problem is my Google Docs is destroyed by the fact that I'm working as a teacher.
Yep.
So teachers
Perfectly
flooded
fine.
my whole entire thing.
Do you have it?
This is what I got. This is what I
Okay.
wrote. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine.
The next vat, which has black liquid, is called Tears of Ball. If a creature is submerged and fermented for a week, it's a cheap form of resurrection, but something eludes here. Seems like it has a high cost somehow. That's all I got.
Correctamundo. And I do have one more thing to add to it.
Okay, so I'll just put it there.
Yep, because of the high investigation roll. It does 46 acid damage. It ignores resistance and immunity to acid. But it does damage a weapon that it's coated on. For those details, it's not applicable at this moment with your... what did you say you got? 26 for an investigation?
28.
28? Damn.
You said it ignores resistances and immunities?
Yes. Resistance and immunity to acid. Yeah, with the 28, I guess I can tell you that it will degrade the weapon. Specifically, how it will work is after being applied for a minute without being cleaned, or without the weapon being cleaned, the damage will lose a damage die if it's capable of losing it. If not, if it has just one damage die on it, it will destroy the weapon. That aside, 46 acid damage, ignores resistance and immunity, and to top it all off, on the start of each turn for a creature that gets hit with this stuff, essentially they make a Constitution 13 saving throw. If they fail, they take an additional 1d6 damage, and this again goes for a minute. This effect does this saving throw damage does not stack, but is essentially a persistent damage that falls through with it.
The saving throw is for the person that got hit with the weapon
Yes.
that it was caught in? Okay.
Yep. Don't worry, I'll make sure I write it down into a potion.
Okay.
Again, I do apologize.
All right, that's what
Usually
I
I'm
typed
better.
on the
Yeah.
roll 20 thing.
Wrong balls. There you go.
Too bad.
There you go. That aside, I do apologize. Usually I'm a lot better with having these things pre-rigged, but I will make sure I have that done for you on my itinerary list. That aside, time's resuming. That's what you know. It does persistent acid damage.
I mean, that's still very good, because
Yes,
that
it is.
very means then I could very well fill up a bunch of flasks with the poison and the acid. But what makes this beautiful is that I already have some flasks filled with the... I already have some ball of tears, or tear balls. So, how many things do I have? So I gotta go through... So basically, Aaliyah, to explain why time's ticking, you're seeing, like, Seer just ravishing through their stuff, pulling out, like, flasks, glass bottles, vials, putting them on the ground, and just kind of, like, heavily just, like, digging through their things. It's not only just to assess what they have left, but to assess what they can do, as they also pull out oil flasks.
And do you dump them?
I dumped 3. I have
Okay.
6.
All
so
right.
I have 3 more flasks added.
All right. Perfectly fine.
And then...
Just
go
to
ahead.
just clarify, this will work like applying poison onto a weapon. Same rule set. The only restriction with how much you can grab is how many bottles that you have. I'm not going to say
Not a
that you...
problem.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to say you find a shit ton of bottles in this room or around this place. What you have is what you got.
That's why I'm trying to make sure, because, like, with a... What I love about a flask is that it can hold up 1.5 pounds, where a bottle can hold far more than that. That's why I'm not worried about the tear balls, because I do...
Balls, tears, got you.
Yeah, because I already have, like, a full bottle. Oh, no, I actually only have a flask. That's still a lot. So I have 3 flasks of Skin of Nahesh and 1 flask of Balls of Tears.
Yep.
I might do another flask, and then what I will do, after dipping the flasks into the Skin of Nahesh and seeing if the magic catches to the bottles, I will then attempt to grab some of this horrifying poison that eludes my brain. The name of it.
I
know
need
it's
to
terrible.
specify with your secondary investigation check. You know what's going to happen if you put a body in there. It's a corrosive acid.
No, I'm aware, but that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's like that's why
Yeah. Because I remember last time you didn't really interact too much with it. You guys were putting objects in there and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it has resurrective properties. It will more than likely eat away at skin.
No, understandable. But that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, so basically, I'm going to get 2 flasks of, Tears of Ball. I already have 3 flasks of Nahesh. Now I'm going to try to get 3 bottles of the very potent poison. That's what I'm saying. I forgot the name of on that one.
Okay.
That's the one that's scary. Is because you even said it's like, even though the other 2 are in their containers, that's the one that you cannot transport, period.
Yep.
So I'm with the Nahesh thing. I'm burning 1 flask to see if it holds the liquid. If it fails, I waste a bottle and I don't have it ruin and kill me,
Okay. Just to specify, like, this is a vial that you've dipped into the scales of Nahesh, and you're grabbing the yellow liquid. Is that correct? Yeah, the barrel on the far left. All right.
The yellow liquid to test if it holds, and then the poison liquid.
Okay. Yeah, you do so, and you are able to get the fluid.
Beautiful. For both or just for one?
For both.
All right. What was the poison called again? I'm just making sure I type that down.
Okay, so we have the Tears of Ball. We have the Scales of Nahesh. And did I not mention, just to clarify, Luya, did I not mention the name of this liquid, or was it a failed check on this one?
No, we know all the names of the stuff.
What was the name of the last one again?
Sure.
Yeah, just make sure that I'm
there was
consistent
the
here.
Dragon Venom and
Yep,
Tears
Dragon
of Ball
Venom.
and
Yep.
Scales of Nahash.
That's right. Yep. Dragon's Venom. That was the thing. Hang on. Control F. Okay. Again, have I told you what the description of that liquid is?
You did, but we didn't write down the effects too much because
Yeah.
it was one of those like horrifyingly scary materials.
Yeah.
With the check, if you let it slide further, maybe I'll know more now.
If you guys don't have it, then I'm going to require another check because the first check was for the first 2 barrels. Unless Luya has information to give us.
Yeah, I just have for the Dragon Venom, just a concoction of axes gets in it. It's very dangerous and corrosive. That's all I got.
All right, I gotta do another roll then. Then investigation.
No. I apologize. Then that's where the mix-up happened. No, the Tears of Ball is purely resurrection. The acidic property I gave you was for the Dragon Venom. I apologize. That's what I was trying to work out in my head. Is like something isn't fitting out here. You guys have all the information. It's in each one of the barrels. I do apologize, Radcon. The Tears of Ball do not have acidic property to them. It just resurrects the dead. There we go.
It's very salty.
Yeah, again, apologies. I'm trying my best to remember because I'm scouring through my notes and I'm just having trouble finding all the information on these barrels. But yes.
There we go.
Yep.
Then that means then I have 3 Tears of Balls, 3 Skins of Nahesh, and then 3 Dragon Tears.
Okay. And again, if you want, do you necessarily want all the Tears of Ball? You don't know what happens when you ingest it or apply it to a person. You know if someone ferments in it, it has a resurrective property to it, though.
Like, I would love to have it all kind of thing, because the big thing is that I can refine it. It's not something I need to use for emergency. it's purely being like, okay, having this here means that later on, once I figure out fully how its properties work, I can
You,
enhance it.
you know what? What I will give you, because again, I'm gonna let that 28 roll a little high since I gave you some bad information on Tears of Ball. I think what I could tell you is there is a good chance that it might this property, this liquid, these Tears of Ball, might be able to accelerate your process for making corpse brew.
Oh, all right.
Yep. So essentially,
Oh,
you're grabbing the syrup to soda essentially, and you have the water.
now that you say that, this is horrifying for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think what I will do is I will get a giant bottle of it then. I have
Okay.
one
What do you-
glass bottle, which is the
Okay.
biggest.
Okay.
So that means I'll have 3 flasks of it and then one bottle of it.
Okay. How many doses are in there, or I should say, how many fluids?
Let me get it for you. Because, like, based off what I've been looking up, a flask can hold about. Let me just go through it.
I'm gonna pause the time for now because I think it's apropos that like 15 minutes have passed, going
So,
over all these barrels and whatnot.
basically, for a empty flask, it can hold 1.5 pounds. Based off what
0.5
I'm
pounds.
seeing. And a bottle, I could be wrong, but I'm looking at it correctly,
Yeah.
can hold about, I would say, 2.5 pounds.
Okay.
So sizable, you know?
Hmm. Okay.
By the way, the chemist in me is cringing that we're referring to
Yep.
to liquids in terms of pounds and not grams or kilograms.
I
Well,
know, but
I'm letting everybody know that this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm aware. It's just that D&D doesn't go by that. They go by pounds. That's why I'm not doing ounces either
Yep.
or anything
No.
like that.
I'm okay with it, and I will live. Okay. Seer, we've been focusing on this a little bit. Anything else you'd like to do?
Besides that, the only thing would be just while we have our short rest would be flavor. Maybe me
Okay.
asking Eddy and Oluya, all right, I need to know everything that happened to me, but we could cover that after people take care of their things.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Does anyone have any activities that they want to do during the short rest, so long as it is light?
So, actually, how much time has passed by this point
15 minutes.
since Eddy killed Mavet?
Oh, since Eddy killed my vet, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna say that probably happened around 4:30, between 4:30 and 4:15. I'm gonna say about closer to 4:30, 4:45, because I'm gonna say going around all the quadrants, going north, east, then south. Yeah, I'm gonna say good like half an hour, 45 minutes have passed since then.
I just wasn't sure about like
Yeah.
like because like as you said last session that like more time is passing than like the distance on the map would suggest, like when we were
Yes.
traveling about. So
Yeah.
uh
And I'm trying to remind myself to mention it every time I can when you guys are traversing. It's just it hasn't been too important lately.
but in which case yeah, Eddy is going to see if I guess it would just kind of like say it out loud, just as kind of like like a test the air as it were.
Okay.
Hey Eddy, are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just blinked. Okay. You said Eddy, you catch Mabet's attention by saying that. It's like there was a sudden jerk. It's like there was a sudden jerk when you said that, Eddy. And Mavet is basically whatever direction he was facing is now towards you.
Like blinks for a moment, just like Eddy, are you hiding?
Hmm. um. Just 1 second. I need to know from Mavet before I continue on. Mavet, what were your plans during this short rest? You were acting as a sentry.
Yeah, I was acting as a sentry for the door.
You were forcibly moved from your post, and you are now a step closer to Eddy with that follow-up question. Oh, sorry. I have the game paused.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it as you want. You don't feel intense emotion. You don't get a verbal response. This is the only interaction you're getting with your inquiry is interactions from Mavet. Like he's being puppeted. Actually, can you do me an insight check, please? Hang on. Let me, before you even do it, I need to start getting into the habit of it now. Hold on. All right. Insight. There we go. You start doing that. I'd like an insight roll from you.
I was hoping to be able to.
Yep. Sorry, I forgot to do query on that. If you want one more time, because I need to get my practice in as well, so I don't keep making the same mistake.
And I'll just because that's what this dice roller is for. So.
Yep. 17. Yeah, I will keep that in mind. Apologies. 17. I guess I'm trying to think of an equivalent here. I think it's the equivalent of you're getting the feeling much like a nurse refusing to go to the hospital because she's sick. She doesn't want to contaminate the patient. In the same regard, you get a feeling that Eddy doesn't want to. He's trying to limit his interactions with you so he doesn't do more damage. So, he's presenting you with something that he knows right now won't hurt you. A tree man. A party member.
With that bit of insight in mind, he kind of takes out his vape pens, starts giving an inhale and letting that breathe out, really sitting on the thought before continuing. Eddy, no, I'm not hurt, right?
Mavet, you do hear Eddy talking to himself. Like, are you just observing Eddy as he talks?
Well, I noticed. Did I notice my body be forcibly moved, or did it just
Yes, it is a
point
very
down and
obvious
happen?
movement against your will. If I haven't stressed it enough, you have no choice in the matter. That is not me saying this is what your character would do. I am telling you this is what happens.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Yep.
sure, like,
Yep.
I knew it wasn't what I was trying to do.
Yeah, it is against your will.
Uh, uh, Eddie, are you doing something to me?
Nah, Eddie's just a bit scared right now.
Is Eddie inside of me?
Your hand finds its way to Eddie's head. Do you resist at all, Mavet, or you just? I just need to clarify from this point forward.
No, because
yeah.
I'm not
Great.
thinking like me being controlled is malicious. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm playing it off like I'm not thinking it's gonna happen, but it just happens anyways.
I think it starts off with a little scruffle on the head, then eventually makes its way down to your hand makes its way down to Eddie's shoulder, and it stays there for a little bit.
Step Eddie, what are you doing?
Shut the fuck up, Eddie. With a little bit more seriousness on this note, what do you do? Step Eddie.
It's like Eddie will like smile softly. Think like I know why you did what you did, and well, I guess I can't really ignore the fact that it was my fault a little bit. No, not a little bit, a lot of bit. But you were just doing what you thought was protecting me. But and he kind of like takes another like a small drag of that before continuing. Like me as I am right now, knowing I think maybe it's better that way. And like even though it's like again maybe Bavet like getting a bit awkward for you, but
Hey,
but
hang
like
on, Mavet.
Eddie kind of. Huh?
Sorry, go right ahead. That I was saying something, Mavet, quick. Yes, go on, Eddie. Apologies.
Eddie is going to like take one hand and put it on like a Mavet's chest around like where he would like at least on like a on a normal humanoid individual would be like where the heart is. Right.
Go on.
This place right here, it's going to get her a lot. But it's because that it gets hurt that we get stronger, that we get better. So even if it really hurts, it needs to hurt. Or else we just stay the same way we always were. You understand what I'm trying to say?
My vet, go over your appearance one more time for me, and I'm going to tell you a couple things that happens to your body.
Okay. Mavet is a wood golem with dark ashen wood throughout his body, spikes upon his shoulders and the back of his neck, resembling that of a samurai, like cyber samurai helmet, with a gaping hole in his abdomen where smoke reminiscent of Eddy's vape pen swirls about.
All right. And what does your eyes look like again?
Um, my vet really doesn't have eyes. It's just
Okay. That
circles. It looks like a helmet. So
is it
it's
any indents, I should say, like any sockets.
yes, it's more indents, not pupils like you would see on a human.
Okay. All right. Like your eyes begin to glow a yellow, and there's a bit of smoke around your face, and your mouth begins to say things.
If you are hurt, is it not right to heal? Heal yourself? To bring it back to what it once was?
So, Eddie considers the question for a moment before responding. And it hurts on the outside. Yeah, but when it hurts on the inside, it hurts your feelings. When you feel bad in the heart, bad in the brain, it's like if you'd set it back to normal over and over again, and it never gets stronger. So you're just going to keep getting hurt in the same way over and over again. But if you let it heal by itself, and next time it happens, well, it won't hurt as much anymore. Or maybe even not at all.
Hmm. Okay.
I think you would add on top of that.
Yep.
You and I, we've met a lot of people. And I mean, like, a lot of people. And connected with a lot of them. We've both seen all the things that they've been through. things that they wouldn't tell others, and sometimes maybe wouldn't always tell themselves. But we also both saw that ones that were hurt the most were like super strong, you know? As they lived through it.
Okay.
So, as Mavette's arm slides down from Eddy's shoulder upon his chest, your heart is here. And as Mavette takes out his finger and draws a line crisscross against his heart, when it has the slightest cut, it stops beating. Eddy, I don't want to risk this.
And I need to stress each time Mabet speaks, there's moments where he seems disassociative, acting as a mouthpiece, his eyes glowing bright then dimming throughout a sentence, like it's a mix between two things, two entities at once.
He smiles. I guess it is a bit hard to explain, isn't it? As he kind of like puts his own hand like over Mavette's hand, like to like kind of like emphasize the conversation.
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time for me. What was the physical motion? Eddy? Like everyone else can. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh,
there we go.
okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, I was going crazy. I thought like
I hadn't moved my mouse in a bit, so
Yeah.
my computer briefly went to sleep.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
poor
perfectly
Mega.
fine. Describe the physical motion for me one more time. That pause threw me off.
Okay. It's what was the last thing you actually heard from me aside from the motion?
Just start from where you picked up after Mavet spoke. Just start
Okay.
from there.
It's, oh yeah, I guess it would be hard to explain to you, because, well, we're kind of different, right? As he kind of like takes his own hand and like puts it over the currently Mavet's on his chest to like kind of like emphasize what he's talking about. Yeah, when this place gets hurt physically, that can be like really bad. That part you know. But it's different when it gets hurt by like an emotion or a thought. Because you can get hurt so many times, but it won't tear. It won't break. It hurts, but in a way that's different. You're not putting me in danger when I'm allowed to be hurt that way.
Hmm.
Kind of like, and then like another thought crosses his mind, and he like follows up with that. I think maybe you're experiencing that for the first time too. I think you're hurting right now.
Hmm. Hmm. Damn.
Be fruitful and become many.
Um.
So I feel like I have to
Yep.
ask. It's like,
Yeah,
was that
no,
about
hang
that
on.
line?
A little bit. I was thinking of the second part. Go on.
The many
say-
is safe under us.
And okay, one more final thing before you make a.
Do you wish to do, do you wish to be hurt?
Considers for a moment, like, taking into consideration how Eddy understands things. before responding. That it's still really okay to keep my body safe. But if that sort of feeling happens again, like he kind of like pauses a bit more on before he says the next bit. Something like with Riv happens again. I think I should keep feeling it, even if it hurts in the moment. Because you know what, Eddy? No matter what's happened, and no matter what will happen, that you've always been by my side. You're basically my brother. And I think as long as you're here, even if you're not protecting me from the stuff that's like more emotional, you make my heart heal just by being there. Just by being you. Because we're in this together, right?
Mavet, again, taking his finger, putting a little bit more pressure onto Eddy's heart. Do you wish to be hurt? Do you want to become strong? And as he finishes that last word, puts a little bit more pressure into Eddy's chest.
You do.
And as Mavet grabs onto Eddy's shirt, he pulls him in closer, wraps his arms around Eddy. Then so it shall be, as he gives Eddy a squeeze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we go right ahead.
And Eddy will hug back.
Yeah. This is I want to imagine this is all happening concurrently with each other, with Seer and Luya giving you space, perhaps giving you the eye once in a while looking at these barrels. And we see this embrace from a side profile, and we see Mavet's eyes dim, and Mavet, you have full control of your character.
Well, thank you for the hug, Eddy.
Like laughing a bit to himself, he lets go of Mavet. Sorry. Eddy and I, we had to work some stuff out. I just learned a lot in the last hour or so.
It's okay. If you need another one of those, I'm always here for you. You don't need Eddy to force me.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, though, we won't need a whole lot of deep conversations like that.
I will say, and you can feel this from the bottom of your heart, Eddy, if you wish to call your Echo Knight, Eddy, before you manifest him, and this isn't going to be a recurring thing, it's just for the very first summon, I'm actually going to need a wisdom save from you when you feel that Eddy is ready to call Eddy. And I'll explain why, depending on a success or failure.
Check.
I'm not entirely sure if you cut out or if you just said one word to me.
I said okie doke.
Okay, okie doke. Got you. Yep. Just make sure you announce when you call him, and we'll deal with that whenever you feel it's acceptable. But anyways, anyone else doing anything during the short rest?
Yeah, feeling a little
Actually,
left
since
out.
sorry.
Luya just gives side eye. Oh, they get to hug? Fantastic. I was not invited, but okay.
I mean, are you that distressed?
I mean, like, it was a thing before. Like, I tried to get a hug from Eddy, and it was like pulling teeth, but it came so natural with Mavet.
So what I'm hearing is that, as you see, like Seer messing with the bottles, a hint of jealousy.
Yes, I mean, if you want to hug me, it might burn, but I am open to it as well.
From what it sounds like, it's not that I need a hug. It sounds like that you need a hug.
Maybe we both need it. You can bring it in any time.
I'll be honest, I'm not very used to hugs. Mainly because of the fact that I don't often give hugs to those that potentially were going to try to kill me. Although, that's not always true. I actually had potions where I turned myself to another thing to at least help patients out.
Right. You tried to kill me, but I'll hug you so tight. If I could stroke your hair, I would.
Tell you what. I'll give you something that Eddy can never do with me.
Oh?
I think you know that I'm able to make concoctions that allow me to alter myself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I will give you the rare transformation of another time when you can do so. I don't tend to have people play with my hair.
I will
Rest
hold you
enlargement.
to it.
By the way, their hair is very much now like pixie cut right now because I want you to understand that they just came out of a vat of water. So it's just slowly kindling up again.
It's a great look for you. Either way you hurt. The short works.
Only lasts for about 3 hours.
Just hang on. We're going a little fast here. So you just changed your hair?
Well, remember, when they first met Seer, they forced her to wear like something to keep her head wet.
Yes.
And that's because their hair slowly ignites back into fire and slowly grows back to its length due to the fire growing. And due to the fact that I just got out of a giant drenched amount of water from the mirror, I went bald. So
What I'm asking is this a hair of fire? Just to
Correct.
clarify? Okay, that's what I wanted to specify. Fine.
So I'll give you that exclusivity. And alright. Seer puts the bottles down, slowly stands up. And Aluya, I don't know how you would react, but how tall are you actually?
Are you the same
I'm
size?
5'7".
I think, if I remember correctly, we're both the same height.
5'6". Excuse me.
Oh, then Seer is a little bit taller than you, but they put their arms out, open agaped, as if they are offering to let you come in for an awkward hug. They are not very sociable, you know?
Olivia stands up and her eyes go big. She's just opening up her arms slowly with glee. It's okay. I don't mind the heat a moment. Just bring it in. Oh,
You're gonna do most of the work. I'm just gonna stand here.
oh, that's okay. I squeeze you. Ugh.
Oh god, this has got to be an awkward moment too, because it's like this hot burning sensation for Ulia, but for Seer it's like a shocking sensation.
Yep. Literal
But the
burning
thing is,
storm.
I don't know how my character would react to something like this. They don't usually get hugs. I think I'll roll something for them.
There you go.
And I'm gonna let Gray decide what happens.
No, I got something in mind.
Alright. I'm just gonna roll. It's just gonna be a wisdom. And then wherever it flies, you tell me.
Actually,
High or
hold
low,
on.
basically.
Yeah, hold on,
Yeah?
hold on, for both of you. I got something for both you and Aluya, and I'll get a roll ready here.
Oh.
Yep. I think this is more appropriate with... Yeah. Okay. Make you both make Constitution saving throws, and I'll tell you what happens. I have a threshold in mind.
Oof. Alright.
Okay.
Now, I have been wondering how long it's going to be before those two fuck.
I got a 14.
14.
Oh,
Okay,
see,
let me...
Aluya has never given Sierra a big hug, so it makes sense.
Oh, hey, well, I'm actually gonna do something a little... just flavor this up for me, because something actually will occur. I just need to look up a few things here, but flavor your behavior for me.
Well, that's what I was going to say, so let me roll my wisdom thing first.
Yep.
It's just an ability check. It's not like a saving throw.
Yep.
It's just kind of like deciding what goes on.
Okay.
So, but basically, like I said, Seer's not been given a lot of hugs. So it's one of those moments of like emotion where it's just like, does Seer like the hug? And the only thing I could say probably in their head is like they're going like based off how high the wiseness is. Strangely, as they kind of think about scenarios of like, who would I want to hug more right now if I'm trying to compare? And goes through the list of people.
Yeah.
And then they kind of sit there like, weird. I'd rather hug Louis over the others.
Actually, we're again on the same wavelength, and
Correct.
I'm going to add something, and you can reassess what you just said right now.
Please do.
So again, as we see like the embrace between a fire genasi and a human with electricity, we see the elements touching, colliding when they shouldn't be. And as they embrace, we see the potions on, I believe it was on Aluya, correct? Or was it given to Eddy?
Eddy, technically, because Eddy took the trade.
Okay, just to clarify, there's no retcons. All the potions are going to Eddy.
I do, in fact, have the potions in my possession.
Yep, there's no go backs. I gave it to Eddy. That's
okay.
Final confirmation.
All right, never mind then. I retract my statement because I forgot who gave it to.
Well, now I'm terrified.
Yep, no, it's fine.
I do have healing potions if that helps.
Nope. No. It
okay.
It's fine. Don't worry. I just had a really cool role play moment. But don't worry. Given Eddy.
It's been squashed.
Yep, it's been squashed.
But regardless, though, yeah. I think what will happen, and the best way I'd explain it for someone that's socially awkward, it's not like they'll hug harder. It's more of like they start feeling awkward, but not awkward in a sense like, oh, I don't like hugs. It's more of like, I don't know how I'm feeling. Oh, get it off me a little bit, kind of thing.
Okay. But yeah.
It's like basically kind of like, I would say more of a nervousness behind it.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's everyone so far during the short rest. Eddy, I know you had a little tiny thing you wanted to add on. Do you still have that in mind?
I do, mostly because now that Eddy has had his heart to heart question mark, actually remembering looking over to Mr. Peckins. Hey, by the way, it's what took you so long earlier?
I think Peckins says something along the lines of, I think to help out, because he doesn't have the right words for this scenario, he points to himself as he says this. And I think he points to himself, then points to the west. And the west would be where the greenhouse is, along with everything else on that side. And he begins to speak, saying, I always have to keep an eye on you. Can't scurry off too far. Make sure you always make it back home. And I think looking down. Have you figured out how long it will take? Come now. Hopefully you're worth something. And again, I feel like the motion goes back to pointing to himself. Take it how you will. Or if you want, because again, I know that's very vague, I can offer an insight check as well. I should probably start offering it more for fucking Peckins. If anyone who wants to join in, wants to make an insight check, they can.
I have ideas, but I would
Clarity
at least
would
accept
help.
the.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to intentionally be too vague, especially with this character. I'm trying my best to be as forthcoming with them as I can.
Oh, I've been playing at Kenku the
Yep.
better part of 3 years.
Yep. It gets hard because I'm trying to think of two like not only two personalities, but how I want to relay this information. I got a choice of being a dick or being very clear with one word. All right. Sorry. Let me again, Mavet. Remember, I'm going to be offering these insight checks, and you will be re-rolling that. I guess I should say that if I don't offer the check, we're not going to count the roll. Just so we get in the habit, and after enough natural 20s, it won't be an issue. Signed. Okay, just
like
so
after enough natural 20s.
Yep. Oh, okay. So I got Eddy, I got Mavet. Any of the girls want to join in on this?
Sure, why not? If I roll terribly, I'm gonna laugh, and I have a perfect thing to say.
Lulia, you joining in on this?
No.
Okay. Okay. Everyone has the roll. What's Peckin saying? Wow. Seer, I got you. Holy shit. Oh my god. Mavet with the 18 making it 26. 13 from Eddy. Eddy, you're a little clueless. You're taking it how it is. Mavet and Seer, what you can extrapolate from this, and again, the main reason I'm giving this kind of detailed information, especially from how vague he was, is you guys have been around him long enough. You guys understand he has a condition with his speaking, and to be fair, it's like solving a puzzle, trying to think of when this was said and what is the context. And I think the context is what's important here. The context for the very first thing he said was whoever was speaking to him was keeping an eye on Peckins. And you feel with the motions, especially towards the greenhouse, it looks like our dear friend Peckins here had a same feeling as Owen, that Phoenix, the Fire Genasi, wasn't where he once was. Now, how does he know that? How does he get a feel for that? That's up in the air. But he was keeping an eye on Phoenix. And the second part was, I'm trying to actually remember what the fuck I said. I believe it was something along... Yeah, I was going to say, do you know how long it will take us, I believe, along that effect? How long it will take us? How long we'll be waiting? You have a feeling, because of the nature of this dungeon and the subject of their research, not Owen's research, of Phoenix and Peckin's research, that it could be related to the award during the context of that conversation. And it stands to reason that that was probably the clearest thing he's said, because you guys believe that is the context that he was trying to get across as well. But obviously, they don't repeat, through casual conversation, the man doesn't repeat the subject of his conversation. Or the subject of what he's talking about. Alright, holy shit. Got a little lightheaded from all that. The point being, while he was gone, he was looking at Phoenix and considering the ward. And you know what? I'll even say during this short rest, it looks like Peckins is doing arithmetic on a piece of parchment, using one of his own feathers as a quill.
Eddy wonders quietly to himself if that hurts every time he does it.
He nods. Well, yeah, he looks at you. Does an insight check here. Just for shits and gigs.
And starts to wonder, like, man, wouldn't it be like like super awkward if like say your entire spellcasting mechanism was based around like removing feathers from your body?
Yeah. He looks at you dumbly, like a dumb bird. Okay. I'm sorry. Was there anything else, Eddie?
I think like considering like his response is like, well, I think we're almost done resting, so I guess we're gonna start heading that way pretty soon.
Mm. Looks left, looks right, and I think he says something along the lines of, "Repeat after me. Where?"
Uh, right. Well, honestly, I think this is a situation where I think we gotta tell the big dude that what's happening. See if maybe like we can make an exception to let us help because well, like he pro well he said that he doesn't want like us to have the body, but I'm pretty sure that he'd want that guy to have it even less.
Peckins looks a little scared at that suggestion.
Don't worry, we at least I have a way to talk to him without entering the room. So it's not technically breaking our promise.
Gives you a clap, even though there's no audible clap with feathers. And it looks like he appreciates your cunning. Actually, even so far as to say, "Repeat after me." Clever. Okay.
Uh, but yeah, I guess like does anybody else have anything they want to do during the short rest?
Hmm.
Because at least as far as like the clock is concerned, like like we're almost around that time anyway.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
honestly, I think we're pretty good. Aaliyah already covered something that made me laugh, so I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Just to clarify, it sounds, because no one argued with Eddie's suggestion, it looks like you guys are going to try to communicate with the Eorgu and tell him Phoenix broke into the Grave of Ill Omens.
I mean, I think that's a great idea just by the fact that they're being like, oh, hey, you know, don't come in here. And they're like, well, someone's already in there. And they're going to be like, what? You know? Let's do it.
Okay. I think at that moment, an hour has passed. Well, I should say specifically on the clock, 45 minutes, since I took up that time with the barrel. It is now 6:17. I think at this moment we are going to take a 10-15 minute break if that's acceptable with everyone. Then we're going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So confused.
I'm
I've always
down.
found that expression very uncomfortable because like I'm trying to imagine like what exactly are we hitting that ground with and how hard are we doing it and how good's our balance while we're doing it?
Yes. Anyways.
Also,
Thank you.
thank you, Eddie, for helping me cock block on, Gray's ability for making a roleplay moment. That was fun.
Well, I want the cocks all to myself.
Yeah, I had an idea, but decided to scrap it since the potions were not involved. Anyways, we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Please stick with us. A little embarrassing on my part. I should quickly state that for the last 20 minutes we're kind of muted there. To quickly catch everyone up.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, after the short rest, the party went down the hallway, went to the fucking door, started to talk to Iorgu, and told him that the Phoenix made it to the Grave of Ill Omens. He got very angry, sent vines through the door, it attacked and restrained Mavet, and they convinced him to let them through the door inside to talk about getting into the Grave of Ill Omens. I believe that is everything that went by. I am so sorry, and I'll make sure to edit this and post with the actual audio that we're that we're recording as well. We are good. It's just the live video is going to be a little fuckered for this live stream. That aside, carry on.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess Eddie could have imagined, but like, as we're all going in, just like, what is this? What is the state of this being?
Okay. Apologies. I was reading something quick. What did you say?
Well, I mean, like, as I was saying, like, I think Eddie could have assumed, but like, you know, like, as we like going in, like, how does this creature look now?
It used to have blue foliage. Now it's all brown. It's slumped on its chair. It is weak. There's no muscle behind it. It is as thick as a branch. Imagine a mummified corpse. And as it speaks, its spittle is black ichor. As you guys walk in, he tries to say something and nothing comes out of his mouth. There you are.
What happened to you?
Only those with Malora's blessing may enter the Grave of Ill Omens. I am bound by this task. I have failed.
I mean, you did the best you could with what you could do.
It was not good enough.
I guess I don't really know Lore that well, but I think they'll understand.
Can only pray. One favor, Otter. Please tell her that I am sorry.
I'll make sure they know.
Smoke is billowing from his empty cavity of his stomach. The eyes on both of his pecs are dimming. I grant you access. There is but one issue. He heaves himself up from the throne, and we see a magic sigil underneath the throne. And as he steps aside, tearing the curtain from his walk, some of his leaves on his body drift to the sigil, and they begin to crumble and die, lighting up the sigil. And as it does, we see that the dais begins to rotate and screw downward, revealing a staircase. And looking down this staircase, you can see that there's some thorny vines that are growing and reaching and writhing. And something seems a bit strange. With the vines that were climbing through the door you've seen prior, it's easy to piece it together. See a big-ass Venus flytrap monster. Its roots are growing, but as you look at the roots of this plant, you see that's attached to all the soil that's a part of this room. None of it reaches downward. Blight is on this land. Thorns and vines. Recently, some of these vines made it downward, reaching the grave. Trying my best to clear the way, but the more I tear, the more grow in its place. And Mavet, as you look at these vines, you feel vibration in your body, a call. Bum, 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 bum. Just the echo of footsteps through your very soul. You, there. One made of fire, pointing towards Seer.
Yes, how may be I service to you?
Use your devilcraft to burn the vines.
I can easily do that. At least I'll try. I have something a little bit more potent that could lit a flame to things. So, does he want me to light it on fire right now?
Yeah? Light it
All right.
on fire.
Walking over to where Mavet is, just slowly striding forward.
Yep.
They will put out a little bit, so maybe one dose of the draconic ashes.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
with
Go on.
a produced flame, they will throw it at the spot, which probably will make it explode with fire.
Huh.
I could burning hands it too, but I kind of want to keep my burning hands.
Okay, dragon ash mixed with what again? One more time?
Produce flame, basically gunpowder and a fire.
Okay. Make me... Okay, this is gonna sound a bit weird. You do this, but I want a arcane check, and for your intentions, I'm going to tell you, you want to roll low.
That's a terrible thing to tell me when I am really good at Arcana.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I'm gonna request the roll.
Hallelujah, take your top off. Give her a disadvantage.
Oops.
Seer
Ew.
turns around. I would laugh so hard if that's how it works. I don't know. I would have to roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, so I'm gonna first roll the Arcana. If Gray's nice, he might give me disadvantage. Watch me
Nope.
get a natural 20, guys.
Because you're very smart.
Oh, no.
Oh, actually, that's a 5. So that's a 14. I rolled lower than I could.
Okay.
That's actually a really good sign.
Yep. So you rolled low. You rolled 14. DC was 15. This is what happens. You do produce flame. You do it with the dragon's ash, and some of the vines catch on fire. The issue is it's not going out. It keeps consistently burning, but you do clear the way. The issue is, even as it crumbles and fades, you now have a vine that's disintegrated. Say like from top right to the bottom left, going directly across the entrance, that remains in fire in place. That makes sense to you. There is no body to it anymore. The fire remains, and you feel if you would have gotten high, you would have taken care of the vines, clearing a passage that you could walk through. But your allies, they probably wouldn't be able to make it through without getting hurt.
Oh, cool.
Again,
Then...
if you want to try it again, you can, but it is a long hallway.
No, if the thing is we don't want to get hurt, especially in a situation where I'm tapped out. A lot of people are tapped out in a lot of things except for Eddy. So
Yeah, my
slow
bad.
as we go, you know?
Okay.
I could always just keep produce flaming. I have infinite amount of that. It's just that having it now start to burn and not, start hurting people's good, it just means then I could just use that control burn and continue forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So would you like to keep doing produce flame?
Yeah, I have infinite amount of that.
Yeah. Okay. How long do you spend doing this to start off with? What's your experimental phase?
Well, that's why I was trying to do the ashen pile to see whether or not it would be the most appropriate approach to like knocking it down. And it seems like it did, opening up a way to open a passage, but doing it too much could be dangerous, setting it off. So now, like a surgeon, you just slowly using that flame to surgically remove it without causing it to, being worse. And I just continue forward.
Okay.
With that idea of like, now I know the precise amount of pressure I need to put into.
Okay. Just to clarify, the dragon ashes did amplify your effect. I'm gonna say 10 minutes have passed with you doing this. I'm not gonna require a check. This is just a preliminary investigation. You get through the first. I'm gonna say the first. You get through 3 vines. Because again, like it does, unlike the ash that stuck to the previous vine, these flames do not linger in place. They surgically go about and take care of the vines. But again, this is a long hallway filled with this. If you want, you can keep trying, and we can expedite this to a longer dedication if you'd like to.
I mean, the key thing is that I only have so much of the draconic ashes. I'm waiting till like there's a spot where I can't really,
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm saying the side effect of using those draconic ashes is the flames remain well after burning it. That's the issue. You get the speed, but you also keep the flames. With what you're doing is a slower process, but it doesn't create a hazard. The issue is time. You have no idea how much time it will cost you to go through all of this. So are you going to dedicate yourself to try to get rid of all these vines, or are you going to go through a different avenue?
Let's see. Let me also see if I have anything else I could pop out of my items. I do have torches, so I could also
Okay.
speed that up too.
All right.
So basically, I don't want to burn all my draconic ashes. That stuff I could replicate. That'd be great.
Hmm.
Well, if you feel it, if it at least seems like the impression would be that, like more people adding like more fire, like like uh uh between attempts with like Seer, like Eddy could also attempt potentially help.
Okay. If you have a firebolt or some sort of way of causing fire, yes, that would help expedite it. But I need to stress out to the party, you have no idea how long this hallway is. And so far, through 10 minutes, 10 minutes is what it took for one person to go through 3 vines. Just to clarify that. But I'm open to suggestions and ideas or clever solutions here.
If I had a flame blade, I totally would just chop these things down, no problem. But I already burned that one.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a straight line. Can I lightning bolt it?
It's at an incline. It's at a 45-degree incline for a hallway. You could easily slip down like it's a fucking chute at a certain point.
Alright.
Okay. What
Then,
does
yep,
the
very
party want to
much.
do? Yeah.
Sadly, I would have to keep going on my end of things. If I use burning hands, it only helps with like one go of things, but it's a hallway, so it's like we're just grinding our way down. If I had flaming sphere, this would be so easy.
Yep.
Would the green flame blade help any?
Does not target a creature, or is that on a melee attack?
Dang it, you're right. It is a creature.
Yep.
I mean, vines are creatures.
No.
Oh. Not nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. I need solutions here. So if the party wants to, it sounds like Eddy and Luya are capable of adding to clearing this out. If that's the route you want to go, tell me how long you're going to do it for, and I'll give you a allotted amount of checks and tell you how much you progress. Yep, and also keep in mind that right now, through all the talks and everything that's happened so far, it is now 7 o'clock.
Well, while they're working on that, since Mavet has nothing to offer in terms of help,
Yep.
can I study the creature, this giant vine worm looking thing?
The Venus flytrap or the person talking to you guys?
No, the Venus flytrap.
Yeah, make me a nature check. As the party, please discuss amongst yourselves your course of action here. Let me see it.
Give me the roll.
Oh, yep, hang on. Yep, thank you. Towards. I believe I said nature.
Yep.
They look like pretty plants. They're foreign, and that makes sense to you. I mean, you were literally born yesterday or 2 days ago?
Well, yeah, yesterday, and I'm not originally from here.
Yep. Yeah, this is just a foreign plant to you. Yeah, so you're just studying this creature, petting it?
I would say not petting, but like feeling it with like
Okay.
a finger.
Yeah, and it purrs like a cat to you. Yeah. Aluya, are you assisting the otter and the genasi?
Yep. However, I have a torch, so
You have a torch?
just- yeah.
Yep, light it up. Yep, light up the torch. We got 3 people working on this. All right. How
So you know
long
what? Like,
Yep.
I wonder if this would maybe like help ease the check at all. But if say Eddy were to gust of wind, it's like with the wind in the direction of the vines,
Yeah.
would that potentially like help like essentially like spread the fire further down the hallway?
Okay.
Fanning the flames.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I would allow that. I'll say like you'll not only grant advantage on both of Seer and Aluya's rolls, but I'll double the amount that they're burning, because that seems appropriate. Yep. Before you guys settle on anything, I would recommend look at your inventories, the party inventory, or even Aluya's notes. Make sure you go over everything. Make sure you understand what you have, and once you understand like what kind of equipment you have, if you're settled on this, we can go right ahead. Yep. But until then, set up here.
And like my personal inventory is the least interesting. So
I beg to differ. I'm gonna leave it at that. Burning. Okay.
Just so you know, I gave Aluya my torches, so Aluya should have like 8 more torches.
Perfectly fine. You both will roll at advantage. If I still would recommend that even Seer and Aluya look through your inventory. Make sure you have an understanding of what you have. We'll move forward. And I'm thinking... Oh... Can give it... Okay. I got a couple different DCs in mind. All of them are lowered because of Eddy helping, but we're going to do an arcane, nature, and I feel like... Okay, there we go. Arcane, nature, and a straight dexterity check, because I don't want to go sleight of hand, but I'll be assumed of you being careful. All right. Everyone have a look. Everyone settled. Everyone ready?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think my troll's going to help me out in this situation at all.
No,
so.
I don't believe so. Okay. If I don't hear any buts, then we're going to move on forward with this plan. All right. Yep, okay. Everything in mind. If that's the case, we're going to request the rolls. And I specifically sent this to... oh, did I miss Seer? Apologies. I sent this to Seer and Aluya.
Unless the implication would be that I would be using the potion of growth to cut through these vines. Like, I just don't think we were fitting.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Most of my shit's mundane. I don't know why you're implying things about my inventory.
I'm not gonna go into detail about it. Like, I'm not gonna make this the same situation with the rat, because that was a stretch in my judgment. If you don't believe you have anything of use, then I'm perfectly fine with following with this plan. It's perfectly fine. There isn't a set path for you guys to take. I'm trying to get up.
All right, then I'm going to roll with advantage for Arcana first.
Okay. Perfectly fine.
Snake eyes, double 8.
17. All right, I'll write that down. And this will be for the first hour. Okay. Right.
What am I doing? I'm rolling double the same number. What are the chances? What the hell?
Yeah, there you go. I apologize.
400.
Yeah, hang on. I meant choose one if I didn't specify.
Oh.
These are options you can pick. We're sticking with the arcane.
Okay, thank you. I was going to be like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
Yeah, perfectly fine. These are just avenues. Aluya, do you have a pop up in front of you? Just to clarify.
I do have a pop-up in front of me.
Okay.
Oh boy. These are not my best.
Mm.
I will take nature. Does that come at advantage?
All of them are at advantage. You can just pick one that you'd like to use.
Nature. I will guidance myself.
Perfectly fine. It'll query you. You can add a 1d4 to that before you roll, and it'll all be added together.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, 17. Both of you got 17. All right. Above the threshold. One of you are above the threshold by over 5. The one not. Okay. I actually have to do math here. I need a fucking notepad here. Let's see. Apologies. One moment. Okay. Okay, got total distance, and Eddie, I mentioned that it was your help is double, you're doubling the distance and lowering the DC. Doubling distance, lowering DC with bad rolls. Okay, it's by 5. All right, one would be. Okay. Okay, Seer, you burn 40 feet into the hallway. Aluya, you burn 20 feet into this hallway for a total of 60 feet, and that's what happens within the first hour. You guys can flavor this up. I'll move across the time. Educate me on the teamwork here.
I'm just carefully lighting whatever Seer's like, yeah, do that.
Okay.
In specific spots and hoping that Eddy can do his thing and really get it going to shoot it down into this hallway.
Okay. Yeah. You know what, Aluya, I'm gonna give you this. Just for shits and gigs. Does anyone have a cutting instrument on them, like a dagger?
I have a dagger.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like at least one experiment. Is that like a non-magical dagger doesn't even so much as scratch these vines. Or I should say, not scratch. That imply immunity. I would say that like a slashing at it, like it seems like these vines are resilient towards cutting. Okay, first hour went by, 60 feet. You are not towards the end of the hallway. Not yet. What do you do?
Looks like I'm gonna have to use some burning hands.
Can you?
I can. I would just burn my only resource.
Okay. Since you're spending a resource, I'm gonna say, just to clarify how I'm working this out, is when you go 5 above the threshold, you're essentially going double the amount. Just check my notes here quick. Yeah.
Well, that's also what I was going to mention,
Yeah,
because
double.
Burning Hands goes a 15-foot cone, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, so, well, I just want to specify, like, what I'm doing behind the scenes here is, like, going 5 above the threshold doubles the amount of distance you're burning, and basically, Eddy is also doubling that, making it 4 times the regular amount. I'm going to say with Burning Hands, if you just meet the DC, it'll be 3 times the amount. If you go over the threshold by a certain amount, it could be 4 times the amount before Eddy doubles that. Does that sound fair to you? I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. You are having an impactful step here. Everyone in agreement? Same tactic?
Mm-hmm.
All right, same as before. I'm going to take Aluya and Seer. Make the roll. This time is ticking by here.
That is a 20.
Okay. Okay, let's go over this. Aluya, let me start off with you. You go another 20 feet, Aluya. I gotta figure out Sears. Okay. Okay. Plus Eddy's. Okay. Seer, you go 100 feet. And let's see the total amount here. 4, 6, 8, 180. You guys go 180 feet in. But again, with the foliage, you can't see through it. You don't know how much longer that you have in mind. But another hour does pass.
That is an extremely deep corridor.
Mm-hmm. You are going downward and downward and downward. Like you've seen in the scrying pool. It seemed like the ceiling of that... it seemed like the Grave of Ill Omens had a ceiling to it. You can only assume that it is really deep. But again, you made damn good progress.
It might not be the worst idea at this point to do the lightning bolt, because...
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Shouldn't take this long. Let's do it.
Alright, let's give it a whirl. So, getting frustrated in our efforts, I kind of like, fuck this shit. Out of the way.
Okay.
So the rubber hands together and form a little lightning lob and just roll it like a bowling ball through these vines and see what she can get.
Okay, tell me in detail, what is your lightning thing?
Sure.
Yeah. I assume it's maximizing lightning damage, or are you talking about the... No, it can't be the reactive feature. I assume it's your channel divinity.
No, it's my lightning bolt. It's a spell.
Oh, actual lightning bolt. Gotcha. Yeah, just post it in chat. I'll see how I want to adjudicate this, since I believe it is a straight line.
Yep.
And it is a
it is a hallway,
yeah.
so...
Yeah. I know.
It goes pretty deep, too.
Yeah, well, the main reason I was going with the burning hands... press info. Don't press the template.
It's a 100-foot line. Damn.
Yep. 100 foot.
Looking for a particular line, it does ignite flammable objects.
It does? Okay. Good.
What I love about lightning is that it's not going to be impeded. It very well just go through everything at once.
Okay. All right. You know what? If you want to spend that, we can say it's a full distance. Just to clarify, difference in level, I believe, is that a 3rd level spell?
Correct.
Yep.
And Burning Hands is first or second?
It is a 1st level spell.
Okay, so I am adjudicating this properly. Add that with proper roll, extended your range. I'm going to honor the fact that this is a 3rd level spell. No need for a check. It will go the 100 feet. It says clear as day. It ignites objects. You do it. Are we still burning along with this lightning bolt?
I mean,
What-
wherever the
whatever
hole
left
is,
of
I'm gonna burn it out.
Okay, I'm going to specify towards Seer. I assume Eddy is still assisting with the spells.
Yep. Just
Yep.
gotta.
Okay. Yep. All right, I'm going to request a roll from Seer. Make sure you roll that at advantage. And I assume it's Firebolt.
Produce flame.
Produce flame. Thank you. Okay, 25.
Produce
All right.
flame is a lot more potent.
Okay, just to specify the threshold. The threshold is like a 10 for fucking Arcana. And you went 3 times over that? Or not 3 times, but my increment is 5. All right.
I've just been slowly going higher and higher each time.
Yep, that's 30 feet, doubled by Eddy. That's 60. Okay, 60 feet. We do the math here. That'd be 80. 40 as a remainder. Okay. Yeah. 240. And then the lightning bolt. All right, you guys got the threshold. Yep, without a doubt. So, flavor this up for me as you guys break through the vines through a 300-foot hallway.
I just want to imagine, literally, it's like as Seer's doing it, Aaliyah just... What would Aaliyah say in frustration before they just launched this lightning bolt for, like, everybody to duck away?
Yeah, pretty much.
What? What was that?
I said, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. A little bit more flavor. This was significant. A lot of resources and time went by to make this happen. And again, I will say an hour has gone by for this final little tidbit, because even with Aluya's lightning bolt, there was still more vines in the way. No, you know what? You guys spent a resource. That was 30 minutes, not a full hour.
But that's why I was gonna say, it's like while we're digging through, Aaliyah just says something, Seer dodges out of the way as just like a hole is
Yeah.
made through, and then Seer just looks and goes like, I'm not wasting this gift. Thank you, Aaliyah, as they kind of just start burning faster.
It was going to take forever. I could not do it. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Why are you apologizing? This helps us.
Well, yay for me then. Us.
Okay. Yeah. What do I want to do with this? Because this is a unique solution. If you guys couldn't tell, this was a obstacle that you guys strided right through. And I do want to reward you for thinking outside the box here. Let's see. I don't want to do inspiration. I'm gonna say 300 EXP to everyone involved with clearing the hallway. Mavet, you get 50 for talking to the plant. Yes, excellent. And you guys also avoided a mini boss encounter with this as well. So congratulations.
Is the joke here that there was just like a mini boss in there that just got like lightning bolted?
No. You don't need to know the connection. All you guys gotta know is one of the solutions was a mini boss fight that you guys avoided, and I applaud you for it. Yeah, there were a few solutions. No need to go over all of them again. You guys found your own solution, and we're gonna stick with it. Okay, you're getting near towards the end of the session, and what I thought would take about 3 sessions to get to, we got into 1. So congratulations, everybody, as you guys begin to carve your way through, like burning at these vines. Seer leading the way, Aaluya with the torch, then finally Aaluya having enough, dropping the torch and lightning arcing from her spear, piercing through all these vines until we see a light at the end of a very, very dark tunnel. And as you guys begin to walk forward and forward, as this light gets wider and wider, you guys are blinded as you come to an undergrowth. You come to a grove. Looking upward, you see stalactites hanging from the ceiling, but no darkness or shadow casted by them, as you see orbs of light fluttering through the sky itself. You see fireflies of a rainbow of colors around this garden of sorts. Trees and thickets and vines, not thorny vines, but regular vines, lead away. What's your initial reaction to this environment? Because you see nothing in sight besides a forest before you.
This is all underground. Are we under the ground? Are we still under the ground? I'm kind of confused where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
What if we went
Everybody
to
else
a
is
different
speechless.
portal? Yes, a little bit. Like another dimension? No. Like no. What's you?
You know what? I'm willing to offer this. Seer, you can make, yeah, and I'll offer you this roll right now. You can make history with advantage here. I'll call it what's going on here.
I love how I'm not proficient in history, but I am the smart one.
Yep. Because this is very specific, and I believe I mentioned, well, no, we're not going to count it. You remember the rule. Can't believe you.
Oh.
Now you're going to get the prompt.
Okay.
Rolled
I'm
again.
sorry.
Yeah, you better learn your damn lesson.
I forgot.
35.
I wanted that 33.
I know
23.
you did. You got 23?
I got a
Okay.
16 though.
Okay. Get this set up here. Reload this and put everyone over there. Okay. So, what you begin to realize, like, why is there a forest growing under here? What's causing this? And just to bring you all to the scene here. Gonna say you see this forest, this light, and you see a statue before you. Also gonna put Peckins on this map as well, because he is following behind you. But he was too afraid of fire to be of assistance. Not that the DM forgot about an NPC. Put him at the side of the map so we can see them.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
you remember all of my NPCs.
Yep. All right. So, you begin to ponder. Why are the trees growing like this? Why is there foliage? Why is there light? Like, obviously, this is a grove of sorts. It belonged to druids, but it's underground. There should be no way for plants to grow. And I want to imagine, Seer, as you're investigating the trees, the bark, the leaves, one thing is strange to you. The bark has the texture of scales, as does the stem pattern for the leaves. As you begin to feel the texture, even a leaf, as you begin to pluck it, you struggle to pluck at it. And as you do, bending the leaf, you can't bend it. It's firm. It is strong. Looking at the soil, looking at the... Switch that over. Looking at the soil here, you begin to notice that it is very rich with nutrients. And you remember something. there is a thing called dragon soil. It's named after areas where dragons are buried, essentially, after a combat. And after years upon years, a lot of foliage begins to grow. And what makes it unique is that plants that grow in the soil tend to grow faster. In fact, it grows at I hesitate to say a quarter of the speed, but it takes a quarter of the time for a plant and foliage to grow in its usual time. Essentially, its growth is expanded 4 times its usual potency. And to bring it up, a unique quality of the soil is that you do not need to provide it with sunlight or water. It is a very, very expensive soil, and it leads you to believe that all around you you found a vast deposit. But what's causing it? Well, there's no dragons that are dead here. That's what I'll give you.
Well, if I were to describe this to all of you, if we were greedy adventurers, the dirt all about here would make us the wealthiest people of all the earths. But it's also one reason why the plants don't die. Or why they are so full of virility. So, useful for us later. Right now would explain why the druids keep this area safe. Which is also maybe why the wizard's been dying to be here.
Yeah. What? And again, I need to stress out, Seer, you had a high roll, but I gave you the cursory knowledge that people know about this soil. There could be many more magical benefits that you aren't aware of. All that you know for sure is whatever grows in here essentially has the property of draconic scales.
Oh, I'm aware. It's just that it's beautiful to realize, but that's why I said it's something important later. But right now, it's like, but that's what makes it dangerous, is that now we must pursue forward to resolving the problem now.
Yeah.
It does mean, though, that we don't have to worry about the place being destroyed easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, well, it's the main reason why it was so hard to even get here in the first place. That aside, I would say you guys are kicking up dirt to move forward, but the ground is very firm and strong. Even if you try to kick at the soil, you don't make much of an impact. What do you guys do?
So, which way do we go, Eddy?
Well, if I had to make a guess, I would probably see if there's any burning, like either smelling or seeing.
Alright, then let me step away from you guys so you could do that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get things straight here. It sounds like we're going to try to make a survival check to track for evidence of a fire that a fire genasi would leave behind, such as burning footsteps, the smell of smoke. Am I correct with that?
Honestly, like looking to
Yeah.
Mavet.
I don't want to assume things, but can you talk to plants?
Ah!
So I didn't catch that because wifey came in.
Yep.
I don't want to assume things, but can you talk to plants?
I can do animals, sadly not plants. At least for today.
You hear a
So wait,
rustle.
how tall is this area again?
Tall? Like the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's about the same amount. 300 feet.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna look up there. You guys can look down here.
As Eddie's just going to like start floating up.
Okay. I will say before you do that, everyone does hear a rustle. It was a pretty bad stealth check on my part. It does come from the bushes. Do you guys investigate or ignore? Because again, remember, there is a timetable here.
Mavette's right on it.
Okay.
Well, he did say he does animals, so I guess it would make sense for him to be right on it.
Yep. This is what you see. You see one head pop out. And it's hard to tell what exactly it is. It has antlers, has the ears of a deer, and it looks like a child, but it's hard to tell whether it's a boy or a girl. Orange paint goes across their face, and they do the silly, like hooking each side of their mouth and sticking out their tongue at you when you come closer.
Okay. Then Mavette will be confused. He is going to cover his face. Ooh.
I'm gonna have to make a will save. Okay. Yeah. You see her, see it, I should say, not her. You see it disappear. It will followed by a scream.
Well, that took care of that.
Yep.
Oh, hey, you scared it.
Well, at least we know it's not a threat.
Well, we could be
They
getting
also
its
could have told
people.
us if there was something that came by.
I mean, before you shock it, we should at least make them know that we're not enemies and that we need dire help.
Then Mavette will hook his fingers in his mouth and try to imitate the face and do like a happy little dance to try to communicate with the creature
Yeah,
to see if it takes that as a sign of we're
we're
good.
doing performance here. Performance, and I'll
Mother
give you the
looks like a
roll.
demon to that thing.
Yeah. And I'll request that roll. And I think you hear echoing bully. Bully! You're a bully! Just crying at your scary performance. And strangely enough, you hear it from two locations. One in front, one in back. Of you, Mavette.
I haven't been in this situation since I was a sapling.
Wait, you know what?
Mavette's going to cover his face and call out the seer. I think they're too scared of me. Maybe one of you two ladies, well, Kalia is gone. It's more focused that seer can help. Tell them we're nice.
Hang on. I need to hear Eddie. What did you have in mind?
Wait, hold on, I have an idea. As Eddie is going to reach into his bag,
Yeah.
pull out his snuggle beast. Hey, you want to come and pet my little friend here?
That's we get the guards after us. You can't say that like that.
Make me a perception check. I'll give you the roll. Ba, 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 ba. Perception no nay here. Select. Here we go. Give me that roll. Oh, sorry,
Someone
did
ask
I not
questions
query it?
about why
Yep.
I'm making a perception check.
I'll explain in a second. You can add that 1d4 as well, sorry. Query, I just gotta remember that every time I open it up. Okay, that's 15. You notice when you are holding out the Snuggle Beast that, just clarify, you're holding it out right in front of you?
I kind of like holding it out, like giving it a little shake, like emphasizing like little friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it gets pulled to your right with a slight tug. And, after that, I'm actually gonna have you make a persuasion, and we're gonna say, with advantage. Don't worry, you can, you can roll that advantage.
How I help is I just do a Vogue stance. That's what I'll do. As if I'm being a model, because I can't really help with the situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is why you keep stuffed animals on you.
Yep. To lure children. Hey, that aside. Yeah, you see something strange happen here. So as you do, you see two pairs of hands reaching for the snuggle beast, and to your left, the child is reaching towards the snuggle beast, making contact with it, but the right is actually pulling it towards them. And they're giving each other a glare.
Like, hey, come on now. It's like, we can all share, can't we?
No, he's mean. No, she's a jerk.
I guess you two know each other?
Well, I'm Oakley, and I'm Oakley.
You said one was invisible, right? Or I can't see whatever it is.
Are both of them not visible to you? One's to your left and one's to your right.
Oh no, I thought you described them as being not visible.
Yeah, they were invisible, and then they turned visible after making contact with the blanket in question.
Okay. And
Yep.
they look identical?
Yes, they look identical. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
Why are they... Why are they mean?
She never shares. He never shares.
Well, if both of you think that the other person doesn't share, then doesn't that mean you can prove the other wrong by being willing to share? You don't want them to be right, do you?
They're knitting their brow, not sure how to handle this. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make wisdom save. Yeah. Wisdom saving throw. And you see the one to your right going, my head hurts. Trying to think that over. Okay.
If your head hurts, let me take a look at it.
And you look closer, and again, this child has locks of blonde hair, bright red nose, fur, and yeah, like practically fur clothes. She is the spinning, or they are the spinning image of a deer as a child, as a human child, I should say. Looks like Bambi.
Sierra's gonna pour water on their hands so they don't accidentally burn the child, and then they will investigate the child and like,
Well,
show me
hang
your
on.
owie.
Your hands?
That's why I'm pouring water on
Okay.
it, because the
Okay.
thing is, think of it's hot,
Yeah.
and what I'm putting is putting water on it to cool it down.
Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, I'm just looking up a lot of rules here without talking about them out loud, and I made a verdict. All right. I feel pretty confident how I want to roll this here. Okay. So just repeat back to me. And again, we're getting near the end of the session here. Just a little bit further. I know both of our, two of our players left here, but we will reach a conclusion here. Repeat it one more time for me.
Basically, Seer puts water on their hands to cool it down so that when they touch the child, it's not hot.
Okay.
But very much is like, they just go, show me your owie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Seer's used to working with kids as a doctor thing, so it's very much like work mode. All right, let's do it.
This is what happens. You see, she's coming closer, taking the Snuggie, trying to take it if the otter releases it. If not, I'd like to hear from Eddy.
No, he would continue holding on to it and kind of like assert,
Hey, remember, we're sharing.
Stomps the ground a couple times. Fine. And lets go and walks over to Seer. As she walks over to Seer, which head do you feel? One to the left or the one to the right?
Which one said owie?
One to...
I will say that
The
Eddy
one
would
to your left.
at least move would move himself just so that he can still be kind of like intermediary snuggle beast sharer police.
Yep. Okay. You see both of them trying to grab on. How are you maneuvering around them?
I think he probably move underneath an arm since he's noodly anyway. Just like reorient himself, like literally doing that movement exactly as I did, or just like as one was like moving over, and then he just like slide himself underneath an arm.
Okay. Yeah. So you easily through. Yeah, and you're being careful about the children, not to harm them, not to mess with them. You're just making keeping the connection with the snuggle beast with the one that's holding on to it. All right. Yeah, you do that. Seer, the one to the left that is holding on to the blanket said, "Owie, my head hurts."
All right, checking their head, basically going like, show me where your owie is.
They point to a vein on their head, and it looks like it's throbbing from intense thought.
I think I have the best medicine for that.
What's that?
So, are you saying they were thinking too hard and their brain hurts?
Yep.
Surprise tickles.
Okay. Do you do the one in question or both of them?
Why not both? Make them both calm down.
Make me a dexterity save. Or not dexterity save. Hang on, I'll give the check for you. I'm feeling to try to grab a child.
That doesn't sound weird.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, everybody. Gray is grabbing children.
Just to clarify, grapple check is athletics for the initiator, correct? And it's athletics and acrobatics as an option for the recipient. Do I have that
Correct.
clear? Okay. All right, just making sure. I'll query the roll in case you have anything in mind. And I'm going to send it your way, girl. And I promise we're getting there.
Yeah, now there are children involved.
Yep. If there's children involved, they might die.
Not a good thing. I'm being gentle, so it makes sense why my athletics checks is not that great. I'm trying to be gentle.
Wow, natural 20. They both duck and weave around you. Yep. And again, I do need to stress out with your passive perceptions, like their efforts seem coordinated to a T. It's like an incredible performance. And the entire time, Eddy, I want to say that the Snuggle Beast wraps around you a couple times with how elegant they are. So, left, right,
Of course,
left,
one only
right,
tells
left,
truths
right.
and one only tells lies.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. Going around you, and they stop.
Seer finally stops and then puts their hands to her hips as they stand up and going well, your headache should be gone a little bit. Exercise as well as playing about should help you out a bit.
I think one of them just goes, yeah, that really helped. And the other one goes, you liar, didn't help. Yaha, nuh-uh, yaha, nuh-uh. And I think one of them brims with excitement and just goes, "Hey, lady! Yeah, lady!" Just both of them going up to you, both their fists near their chest, pounding it back and forth, or not pounding on their chest, but shaking it back and forth in excitement, trying to get your attention.
Yes, you too. I don't know your names. It might help me out to be able to say which one.
I'm Oakley, and I'm Oakley.
Next time, Oakley, you gotta raise your hand so I know which one's asking the questions.
The one on the left raises their hand and raises it really high. The other one's jumping. The one on the right is jumping up and down to raise their hand higher.
They point to both at the same time.
We want a race, they say unanimously.
A race, you say?
Yeah.
Do you know a location, or can we suggest one?
Yeah, we got a playground we like to go to.
Oh god, now you're making me think these kids play in garbage and bones. It's this town is just this horrific, decaying mammoth.
Nobody goes to the elephant graveyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're both shaking their hands up and down, excited. They want a race. Do you accept?
Well, if we do the race, before I say yes to it, well, which direction are we heading if we do the race?
They pout. And they just point in a direction. That way.
Looks to Eddy.
Just to clarify, two separate directions.
No, that's how I looked at Eddy.
Yeah, one's pointing to the east, the other one's pointing to the west.
So, Eddy, you take Aluya and I take Mavet, or do you want me to take Aluya and you take Mavet?
Considers.
I would have assumed that you wanted to go with Aluya.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll something.
See if you blush.
Okay, so here's what's gonna be noticeable, Eddy. Their face doesn't change in a sense of like facial things, but there is a blush for a Genasi. But the thing is, and this is something like with your insight kind of stuff you would know, they don't realize it. As they just kind of say, it's like, I don't see why would you think that. Either way works.
Then, yeah, I can take Mavet and Mr. Petkins with me, and you can go with the other one?
We're bored.
Fair
Bored.
Alright. The race starts now as Seer just starts bolting.
Yeah. And after seeing that, they're like, "Hey, that's cheating!" And they go, "Ready, set, go!" And they actually go north, not going in either one of the directions pointed out. I want to hear from Eddy and Seer. Are you sprinting as fast as you can? All of your actions to go as fast as you can?
Actually, yeah, Eddy will do one better, as like he will start like flying for this race.
Okay.
I'll have to burn all my stuff since I really don't have anything to help me out. But also, I did get that head start, and they run north, but I'm just sitting there go like, ha, knew it.
And
just start bolting.
I want to say everyone's running, and we see like pollens in the air. And one of the kids does throw like a confetti, like handful of pollens in the air. No need for a saving throw or shit like that. It's not a hamper or obstacle. But as these are going along, floating around along, it goes to each one of your hands. And you see from both the Oakleys, they are holding a wood-woven pot filled with soil with a flower inside of it that is beginning to sprout. And as you look at the first one, look at the second one, everyone looks down in their hands, and they also have a pot with the flower that they are holding. You do not need both hands. You can hold it with one hand. But no matter how you try to jiggle it, wiggle it, or even just let go, it just sticks to one of your hands. And I guess we finish off with the scene of one of the Oakleys going head-to-head with Seer near the front, along with Eddy flying near the top, Aluya and Mavet following close behind with Peckins. And finally, we see the last Oakley just frolicking along, skipping in dead last place. And I think that's where we're going to end the session for now. Thank you so much.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in this episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Where is the fire?